Shalom, shalom. Kal halalim la Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rahahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect, the 144,001 third, wherever they may be, and also a hearty shalom to the prophets of Great Millstone also, okay, that are our teachers, man, under the apostles and under the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Okay. My name is Gabar Yasharala. Specific tribe not known. I have an indication spiritually, but I'm not going to say it. Obviously, a tribe of one of the 12 tribes, of course. But nevertheless, let's get back to the fact of the matter. Yesterday, via LinkedIn, I got this news about Microsoft cutting 7,000 jobs. Now, Microsoft approximately employs 228,000 employees worldwide, which, maybe the figure is incorrect. It doesn't seem very high. And 60% of its workforce is based in the United States of America. Okay? And so CNBC is saying it's 6,000 people being laid off. LinkedIn is saying 7,000. Forbes is saying 7,000. The Globe and Mail saying 7,000. Microsoft job cuts show commitment to profitable growth, says Barclays. Now, what Esau's going to do is they're going to give you the real horrible story that will shock everyone first. Then what they're going to do is going to give you a little bit of a so-called balm or some kind of pill, like what do you call it? An aspirin or a paracetamol or an ibuprofen or something to take your headache away. So they're going to say, oh yeah, it's profitable. Obviously, it's going to be profitable because they're getting rid of manpower. Okay, and before I go on, say Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Hashai, Tawari Yahweh, Tawari Hashai, Kal Halalima Yahweh Bahasham Hashai, Bashem Kakurash. Okay. Ultimately, I took some pictures from LinkedIn yesterday. I've got it on my phone. I'm just going to read it. And Microsoft just fired 7,000 employees. Right, because Microsoft chairman, I believe, what's his name, is Satya Nadella. Okay, he's up there. He's a chair. I think he's a chairman, right? Let me see. I've got his information here. I typed in who's a bold Indian guy, right? Satya Nadella, the current chairman and chief executive CEO. He took on these roles in 2014 and 2021, respectively, following Steve Ballmer and John W. Thompson. Nadella is an Indian-born American business executive. When was he born? 19th of August, 1967. Okay. My indication is that he's definitely Elam. Jake Foreigner. Or let's say Elam or Edomite. Esau was there planting his seed in the land of Elam for 200 years as well. When they took over India. Anyway, let's go to where is it again? Okay, so Microsoft just fired 7,000 employees, but this isn't cost cutting. It's a full stack talent reset. All right. It's a full May the 13th, 4:59 p.m. A full stack talent reset. Microsoft is sunsetting entire business units. At the same time, it's funneling billions into AI infrastructure and co-pilots. Translation, they're not reducing headcount, they're replacing functions. Okay, so they're getting rid of the human They're getting rid of the human touch, so to speak. All right. So that's why, when you try, for example, you've got an issue with something and you want to speak to somebody, you get passed around these call centers, and it's all like, it's all automated. All right. And that's like a very low level of everything being automated. Now with AI, it's going to be on a higher level where everything is going to be not even, getting rid of the human element. Okay. So they might get rid of 30 people or 100 people in a business unit and keep, say, 4 or 5 core people, bump up their basic salaries by probably 50% because they got rid of 100 people, right? Give them some bonuses, give them a bigger office because there's a lot of, humans have left the office, right? Or they can work from home or do like hybrid roles where they can work in the office as well as work from home, right? And that those humans will like kind of like babysit the technology. Obviously, you got to have a lot of knowledge on AI and be one of them techie type people as well. So, and obviously places like San Francisco, and obviously because 60% of the employees are based in um, in the States. I've got it up here. Oh yeah, here we go. This is where it is. Microsoft has approximately 228,000 employees worldwide. This number includes full-time employees in both the United States and other locations. Around 60% of Microsoft's employees are based in the United States. That's more than half in the land of Babylon. All right. And they're going to reduce this stage by stage by stage by stage, okay, until to the point where they're going to have a very few literal manpower taking care of all this, okay. And what's this going to mean? All those talented individuals with degrees and education, all that reading they did and passing exams and just to acquire a six-figure salary and have a lovely house and all these kinds of things, their world is going to come crashing down because they're going to be too overqualified to get a job anywhere else. And if they do get a job anywhere else, it's not going to pay the amount of money that they have that they have been earning whilst working for Microsoft. If you've been earning, say, £200,000 or I don't know, $220,000 a year, or $300,000 a year, for example, and then you got to go to, say, I don't know, $30,000 a year or £30,000 a year, and you own a big house, right? And you got about 2, 3 cars, all right? You got a woman, children, right? And they're probably in really good schools and things like that. Or even if you're on your own and you're paying like a huge mortgage, you're going to have to downsize, all right? And a lot of people are living in what? In those, what do you call them? Storage containers. A lot of people are living in their cars. A lot of people are living in tents. The park that I go and do my run most mornings, if it's the Lord's will, right? Or I'll go for a walk. There's tents in there, right? Local car parks where sometimes I'll go, go to the store, whatever. There's tents everywhere, and dope fiends everywhere. People are depressed. Okay, so this is ultimately going to lead to more turmoil, more destruction of society, ripping up the fabric of society. All right. Because remember one thing, they may cut employees out and, ultimately satisfy their bottom line, meaning make more money or save more money or whatever. Ultimately, we know what they're trying to do. Okay. They're just trying to, basically, it's all going towards the NWO, right? The New World Order agenda. Okay. They're trying to put people into a corner where they have no choice but to take the charagma. The charagma meaning the RF to the I to the D, CHIP, Revelation 13:16. Okay? Because when you got no money and you want to hold on to everything that you have, or try to hold on to some kind of so-called humanity that you believe in, right? And some kind of so-called normalcy, all right, where you can still have optimism in your life, you will take the fucking CHIP, pardon my French. It is 6:29 a.m., but pardon my French. You will take the CHIP because you believe in this world. So this is pushing people into a corner with regards to that, right? Let me see if I can get any more of this article. And this isn't, I'm reading the article now, by the way. And this isn't just about Microsoft. It's the blueprint for how every big company will operate in the next 24 months. So basically, in the next 24 months, all large conglomerates and organizations, whether they're tech-based on a huge scale or not, whatever they working. It could be a call center where people want to speak to humans. People calling in saying, "Oh, I'm giving an example." It could be people want to, find out about or return goods to Amazon, but Amazon's 30-day, but it doesn't cover, like for example, if you get something from Amazon, it doesn't fit right or it's not right or whatever, you can more than likely return it, right? Within 30 days. And you get your money refunded within 24 hours to 5 working days, right? And for the most part, sometimes it won't have that option to return it. So you have to speak to a human being, right? And Amazon's have that option, Amazon Marketplace, where you can give them a call, and other likewise organizations as well, where you buy clothes online or whatever. Okay. And most large conglomerates and organizations will get rid of that element, have everything automated. They'll have, say, option one for this, option two for this, option three for this, speak to so and so, and the voice will be automated. And that's already happening now. For example, if you try and call Lidl, you'll be hard pressed to find a human being. Everything will be done by an automated voice. All right, an automated voice. Okay, and most people aren't even are getting rid of phone numbers on off their websites. If you go on an inquiry, you have to send an email. They might have a generic email, or they might have like a, what do you call them? Where you go on their website, it's like an information form. You type it in, you leave your credentials, and somebody might get back to you, or it'll be automated. All right, that's how it's going to be. Um, Once again, and this isn't just about Microsoft. It's a blueprint for how every big company will operate in the next 24 months. As they rewire for an AI first future, AI meaning artificial intelligence, the next wave of outsized returns will come from the AI startups building the tools and infrastructure that power this transition. At NGL Ventures, we're backing founder. Okay, what's this? Is that anything to do with this? At NGL Ventures, we're backing founders that are leading this change with 5 AI deals already closed in 2025. If you're building the future or looking to fund it, now is the moment to lean in. Okay, see anything else in this? I'm just going to the articles. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see if I can find anything else. With such news often triggers concerns about automation and job displacement due to artificial intelligence. The company indicated a different rationale. This adjustment is a calculated step to optimize resources and ensure continued robust investment in Microsoft's is it burgeoning AI platform? The decision to streamline certain operations and create bottom line impact, which is making more money, is designed to free up capital to drive the company's AI centric strategy. There used to be a term called the workforce. That's not going to exist anymore. The workforce usually consists of human beings. Microsoft, we have made huge investments in AI because we are optimistic about what it can do to help people, industry, and society. Are you going to help people, industry, and society when people need a job? People need to earn their daily bread. People need to pay bills. How are you helping those people? You're getting rid of human beings and replacing it with technology, and then you're trying to help people, industry, and society. All right, people are fed up with technology. A lot of people don't like technology like that. All right, they're not going to say it because we're in such a sensitive world. They keep their mouth shut about this Moism and technology and how society is as a whole. Okay, and society. And because we're committed to bringing technology and people together to realize the promises of AI responsibility, the company has previously shared on its website. Okay, there's something about Silicon Valley here. Reuters reports that it is this investment in new AI initiatives, not the AI technology itself, that has caused the company to reduce its staff. However, CEO Satya Nadella told a Silicon Valley audience that maybe 20 to 30% of the code that is inside our repos today and some of our projects are probably all written by software. Yeah. I don't know all this tech talk, and I'm not going to really look into it because they're basically saying that all the stuff that's basically written, for most of it, at least a third of it, is written by software. Sorry, all written by software. Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg. Anything else I want to add to this? Oops, what the hell happened there? I can't even read the article now. What the fuck? I'm trying to go down just to scroll through it and it won't let me. It's ain't fucking around, man. But yesterday I was listening to a lesson while I was working out. Rakti Habash Mashai for letting me listen to a lesson. The damn phone just goes to airplane mode. Or just it's some weird shit going on, man. All right. Um, and Wall Street has responded in a positive way. Microsoft's gross profit margins have consistently been in high 60s, low 70% range over the last few years, making the stock a favorite institutional investors. On Monday, Microsoft shares ended trading 44926, the highest price so far this year. They closed a record of okay. Let's see what I believe they are worth. Yeah, I'll try to find out what is the value of Microsoft. 337 trillion US dollars. And the US dollars ain't worth shit. It's just a currency or so-called fake currency, fiat meaning fake. All right, all this information is brought out by our, in the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Mashai, by our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I urge you to subscribe and learn with sincerity. Okay, the rest is on you. 337 trillion. I mean, it's a domino effect, isn't it? If you think about it, you take something away from people. What do you think is going to happen to the economy? It's like, for example, people working remotely, which is a great option, right? Because you save a ton of cash on on fuel, petrol, whatever, right? Buying lunches outside, taking trains, buses, right? But then again, the high street or wherever you work, the coffee shops, the sandwich places, the little supermarkets or whatever, don't get uh, no foot traffic. What happens to those little mom and pop businesses, little big business, or even big businesses? They start downsizing people. So they're getting rid of people in these large corporations as well as these supermarkets where all the tills are what, unmanned. So they need less people in these, even in these stores. So you got your high college graduates, university graduates that are losing their jobs. Which way they're going to go? Because the bills that they pay on a monthly basis, the jobs that they have access to, right, which are not going to be on a higher level like they had before, like 20 years ago. They won't have access to those good jobs. They're going to have shitty jobs, so to speak, if they can find one in this day and age. They won't be able to pay their bills. All right, and the people that that used to work in a till, they have 100 people working on a huge in a huge supermarket on tills. They get rid of 60 of them and keep maybe 40 of them. And all the other stores are doing the same thing. So therefore, there's a lot more applications for one specific job, and the person with the most experience, and that's not too old or not too young, is going to get that job. So there's going to be a lot of people out there. That's what I've been noticing. A lot of people are in the parks, all different ages. A lot of people are in these coffee shops, all different ages, right? And it's not because they're just working from home. A lot of people are commiserating, talking. While they've got a few quid, they can still go buy a coffee, have a drink, and talking about the future. And a lot of these men out there are going to be coming together. They'll be coming together. What's that word? Is it They're going to be coming together to talk and to plan and then eventually to attack because people, because once you take away a man's ability to earn money and take care of his family and he's lost everything, right? When he's got nothing else to lose, that man will go crazy. All right, especially the Edomite man. Because the Edomite man, the so-called white man, and especially the so-called white man, they are evil by nature and they have a way. They have put it this way: if they can't have it or be part of it, they don't want you to have it either. So they'll take you with them. That's their mo, man. Modus operandi, right? And I was thinking about the internet, the term internet, Skynet, these terms that are used in these Terminator movie, which was obviously made by Jake. The Lord put the spirit on the Jake woman to write that story, right? And I was thinking, okay, because most internet is done via cables or broadband, and and it's mentioned in the scriptures also, but also satellite dishes. So yes, internet can work, and internet is. Let me just make sure I'm saying the right stuff. Is the internet a form of AI? Okay. No, the internet itself is not a form of AI, while AI and the internet are intertwined and increasingly influence each other. The internet is a network of interconnected devices and systems, not a thinking, learning entity. Okay, so yeah, two different situations, but they're all combining with each other where the AI uh, can sort of help the process of the internet, so to speak. Okay, as is the internet and AI. As it turns out, 50% of internet content is AI generated. Multi-way parallel translations. Okay, that's all we need to know. Okay, and the term Skynet, right? And there's also, right, what is the meaning of Skynet? I typed that in as well. Because the internet, Skynet, Internet of Things, right? Skynet refers to two distinct but related concepts: a fictional antagonist in the Terminator film series and a real world military communication system. All right. And how's everything communicated nowadays? Via the internet, emails, Slack, Teams, messages, and other technologies I don't even know about. All right. And I'm not a tech head, so I only know my basic stuff, right? So a fictional antagonist in the Terminator film series and a real world military communication system. In the Terminator franchise, Skynet is a self aware artificial intelligence. In the Terminator franchise, Skynet is a self aware artificial intelligence that becomes a global autonomous war machine. All right, so these movies are documentaries basically. Okay, as the elders have brought out, Great Millstone, man, and the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. Revelation of the method. Esau lets you know in these movies, not just entertainment, All right, they don't they have these Terminator-esque uh, machines walking around now? Don't they have these robotoid type dogs, right? Super soldiers, right? The internet. I mean, 1984 when the movie first came out, the Terminator, the first one, the internet was unheard of. I never had a computer at home. We just what do we have? VHS videos and video recorders and all that. We used to go to the store, get a movie on a Friday night, you know. So it was unheard of. But Esau's been having these technologies, probably using it amongst the within the military, of course. So in the Terminator franchise, Skynet is a self-aware artificial intelligence that becomes a global autonomous war machine, while the UK, the Ministry of Defense, uses Skynet to refer to its family of military communications and satellite. That's what I was talking about. Internet, Skynet. So the internet can be powered by AI technology, right? And it uses their satellites also as a form of internet along with cables. so they can use it in they can use the satellites to communicate as well as the cables along the ground. Okay, so it's all connecting up, ultimately leading to using technology, leading to the button being pushed when Armageddon kicks off, everything being nuked. Well, Yahweh Bashim Mashah is going to control all the buttons anyway. Very interesting, very interesting. Let's get some scriptures, man. Isaiah 19:15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. So no more work in Egypt, man. People are living in tents. People are living in tins. What do you call them? I forgot what they're called. Those freight. What do you call them? People are living in those storage containers. Right? People are living in cars, washing their ass at gyms while the gyms are still open. Man, neither shall there be any work for Egypt which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. Verse 16, in that day Egypt shall be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear, because of the shaking of the head of the Lord of hosts, Lord of armies, which he shaketh over it. Yeah. So the work is drying up. People are being afraid. And in that day Egypt, in that day shall Egypt be like unto women. Yeah, man, people are going to be afraid, behaving like women. How do women behave when they're afraid? They run, don't they? They hide. They cry. Well, that's how Egypt is going to be now. Where's Egypt now? New Babylon, America, and its brother and sister ally, and its brother and sister type countries. The UK being one of them, and all Edomite dominated lands also that are interconnected financially with America, whether they're friends or not. Okay, Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. No more grinding. Everything seems dim when you look out the window. No more optimism. That's what it means to grind. Work. No work in Egypt. No more. Okay. Verse 4. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sounding of the grinding is low. No more work. Doors shutting. No more places to go. No more places to drop a resume off. Can't do that anymore. Everything's done online. And a lot of people ain't tech savvy. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. All right? We know music and entertainment is shit. So all the boxes are being ticked when it comes to scriptures, and the scriptures don't lie, man. All right. Let's go to 2nd Ezra 15, man. 2nd Ezra 15, 15, 15, 16 KJV. Okay. I've got to speak a little low. Because people are still sleeping, so I'll speak a little low. 2nd Ezra 15, 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. That's what's going to happen. That's what it's going to lead to. No money, no honey, no optimism, no happiness. People are going to go crazy. People are being pushed into a corner. How do you feel when you get pushed into a corner? When you feel like you're being bullied? You get angry. You want to lash out, right? People are literally going to do that. And men are going to come together. They're going to stick with their own race. All that we are the world bullshit's going to go out the window, and Jacob's trouble is going to kick off. All right? And obviously, optimism is going to come towards people that want to hold on to hope. And then they're going to take the charagma, Revelation 13:16. For there shall be sedition. That's the word sedition. Let's get the definition of sedition. Meaning of sedition: conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch. That's what these guys are doing, meeting in parks, coffee shops, pubs, while they're still open. They're talking about sedition because they've got nowhere to go. They've got all the time in the world right now to plan, to execute. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. They're not going to give a fuck about you, so-called kings and MPs and politicians. They're going to do what they're going to do. All right? This is going to lead to, Jacob's trouble, Jeremiah 30:7, I believe. Okay? Lead to martial law, police and army presence. I've already just heard a whole lot of helicopters flying around London. You can hear them. They vibrate the whole house. I don't know what they're technically called, the ones with the twin propellers. Let me see what they're called, actually. Actually, you know what? Let me just finish up the scripture. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's martial law. Verse 18, for because of their pride and the cities shall be troubled. Okay? The houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid. Yeah, people will be walking around looking for food, water, clothing, things that they deem valuable. And women are also going to be part of that value, that booty. All right? A lot of you tough guys are going to be afraid as well. Race wars, destroyed cities, houses. All right? It's going to be like Book of Eli and the Road amplified on steroids. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Everything's cool when everything's hunky-dory. Let's see who's your real friend. Okay? When things are not so lovely for them. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. None of that, good morning, neighbor. No, that's all out the fucking window. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. That's what's coming. This is what's going to lead to. Right? And then they'll come with a solution at some point during that process, however the Lord Yahweh Hashem Mashah will do it. He's going to say, okay, we have a solution. Once a financial crash happens as well. You want to hold on to what you have? Take this CHIP. And that's going to, like we already saw 4 or 5 years ago with the C19, people lining up. People already sort of have that imprinted in their mind to line up to take that, the wacky-tacky snake juice. People are going to line up again to take the rice grain. Okay, it's going to be a repeat. This is going to be a repeat. Okay. So we're coming to that time, man. And remember, what did they say? What did Microsoft say? Where are we? Yeah, Microsoft. When I was reading the article, they said they're going to plan to do a lot of companies over the next 24 months are going to go heavy and follow suit like a Microsoft. They're going to, over the next 24 months, which is 2 years. And Lord willing, we're not here that long, man. I don't think it's going to be that long, but it's all on Yahweh Shai. But a lot of these companies are going to be doing this because we're hearing about one company after the other folding, getting rid of employees. It's like a house of cards, man. One card is pulled out, that building is not stable. All right? Okay? That building's not stable. There's a scripture coming to mind, but I can't pinpoint the words. That house cannot stand, KJV. Here we go. Obviously, people's thought processes, and where they want to be. Because some people are for AI, especially Gen Z and Gen X, and Pride don't want AI. They want their pensions. They want their 401ks. They want their holiday homes. They want cash money in their hand. They want to keep that money clip. They want to keep it old school. You know. So, you know, even within the police department, the FBI, the CIA, the Army, the Navy, there's going to be division, man. There's going to be division worldwide. Definitely in the land of America, New Babylon, and definitely here in the UK. Mark 3:25. I talked about the house of cards. Mark 3:25. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And we are watching and witnessing in real time the demise of the so-called white man, Edomite's kingdom. And Barak Yahabashim Rashai for that. Because the Lord set bounds they cannot pass. And we're reaching that ribbon, like the finishing line. Esau, you have finished the race of your wacky-tacky rulership. All right? 2nd Ezra 6 verse 9. 2nd Ezra 6 verse 9 KJV. Second Ezra 6 verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. We're going home, Jacob, very soon. All praises to Yahweh, Bashem Rashai, Bashem Rakak Wadash, Shalom.